Good morning, students, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2021 FedEx Express JA International Trade Challenge ITC Asia Pacific Finals. I'm Winnie Ho, Regional Marketing Director of JA Asia Pacific, the proud organizer of ITC Asia Pacific Finals. JA Asia Pacific is grateful for the continuous and unwavering support from FedEx Express to ITC in developing and nurturing entrepreneurial leaders in the region for the 15th consecutive year since 2007. With the support from close to 1,600 FedEx volunteer facilitators, the ITC program and competition has developed over 32,000 young entrepreneurs across the region in the past 15 years. Themed Empowering the Next Generation of Asia's Entrepreneurs, the 15th edition of the ITC competition drew more than 4,000 aspiring students across 10 Asia-Pacific markets. And the markets are mainland China, Hong Kong, India, Indonesia, Japan, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, South Korea, Vietnam, and including students from Indonesia and India for the very first time. Over a period of 7 months, the students have created market entry strategies for a variety of products and services in their respective local rounds of competition. 60 national ITC winners were selected as ITC Asia Pacific finalists to compete in the ITC Asia Pacific Finals this week. With an objective to promote cross-border collaborations and to better reflect how teams and businesses operate in a borderless world, the 60 Asia-Pacific finalists went through a random draw last week to form 30 mixed teams, with each team consisting of 2 students from different markets. In the next 2 days, our ITC Asia-Pacific finalists will get to gain first-hand experience of international trade strategy, business plan formulation, as well as competing for the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place in the 2021 ITC Asia-Pacific Finals. Now, we would like to invite Mr. Mazia Sabet, President and CEO of JA Asia Pacific, the proud organizer of ITC, to say a few words. Over to you, Mazia.
Thank you, Winnie, and good morning, everybody. On behalf of JA Asia Pacific, my colleagues Winnie, Adrian, and Kirk, it is my pleasure to officially launch the FedEx JA International Trade Challenge Asia Pacific Finals. This competition is organized by JA and is sponsored by FedEx. And a huge thank you to Mr. Masamichi Uji, Senior Vice President, North and South Pacific at FedEx, for joining us on this call and for being our guest today. Together, FedEx and JA hope to nurture the entrepreneurial spirit and the business skills of students across the Asia-Pacific region. And each year, thousands of aspiring young entrepreneurs like you participate in local ITC workshops across the region over a period of months to create market entry strategies for a number of products and services. This year, as you know, our theme is empowering the next generation of Asia's entrepreneurs. And as Winnie mentioned, this 15th edition of the competition has drawn a total of 4,084 participants across 10 markets. And I'll repeat them again. Those are mainland China, Hong Kong, Japan, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, South Korea, Vietnam, and also, as Winnie just stated, for the first time ever, nearly 500 participants from Indonesia and India. Welcome. Congratulations to all our participants, and particularly the 60 students from the 30 teams that have made it this far. We're very proud of you and what you've achieved so far. In addition to the financial support to ITC, we're also very grateful for the mentoring and the coaching to our students by volunteer facilitators from FedEx. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank our esteemed panel of judges from very diverse backgrounds across the Asia-Pacific region. The ITC competition would not be possible without their support. We're indeed living in very challenging times, and it's really heartbreaking to see the dire impact of the pandemic across our region. But I remain so hopeful when I see you and I see the resilience of young people. I know that your compassion, your unity will allow us to conquer even this most difficult test. And we're seeing it in action already. This ITC event is just the start of your entrepreneurial journeys. I look forward to seeing you and to seeing your ideas take flight in the years to come. We believe in you, and we know that together you can move the world. Good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Mazia. Now, let's meet and get to know a little bit more about our 60 ITC Asia Pacific finalists through the ITC Asia Pacific Finals video.
Hi, 你好.
Hi. From China.
Hi.
Hi. From Hong Kong.
Namaste.
Hi everyone.
From India.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
From Indonesia.
Konnichiwa. Hi.
From Japan.
Salam sejahtera and manakam.
Hi.
From Malaysia.
Mabuhay.
Hi. From the Philippines.
Namaskaram.
Hi. From Singapore.
Hi.
Hi. From South Korea.
Hi. Xin chào.
Hello. From Vietnam.
To become a successful career woman and develop in the business field.
To be the best I can be.
To turn knowledge I learned in class into action.
To gain more hands-on experience on international finance, as well as to meet a new friend from a different country.
To learn a lot of new things about entrepreneurship, meet new people and make connections.
Is to bring laurels to my country and home.
To create better environment and empower more people.
To explore the economic and business world as an early bird.
To create a better world for our future generation through the process of social entrepreneurship.
To obviously win, but also to make connections with people from different countries, with different backgrounds and different ideas.
Is to become a better version of myself and to gain more experiences from this competition.
To enter a top business school in the world.
Apply the lessons I have learned in real life situations.
To contribute substantially to building a world where racial discrimination would cease to exist.
To learn from you all, my fellow finalists.
Is to join a Singapore government.
To learn and grow from this special experience.
Be a successful and influential entrepreneur.
To expand my knowledge in the field of business.
To become an entrepreneur who could break the invisible barriers between people and people.
To do stock investment.
I was an exchange student in 2020 in Germany.
I got too many fun facts, so I will share with you next time if I have a chance.
I'm easy to work with and dedicated to set goals.
Love potatoes. Mashed potatoes, french fries, or any other fried. I don't care.
I love the Harry Potter series.
I love watching videos of people painting online or even in person.
I laugh easily and always smiling.
Is my gray hairs.
In Japanese, my name means that my dream will come true.
I'm highly allergic to dust.
I am very highly motivated in everything that I seek to achieve.
A fun fact about myself is that I am a K-pop fan.
I can turn my eyelids inside out and I love doing it to scare my friends.
I like doing traditional Indian art.
I love BTS.
It might be a bit off topic, but I love to play basketball.
I can't make low-pitched sounds.
My first English word is french fries.
I like to doodle and memorize things around me.
Optimistic, responsible, and quite outspoken.
I'm patient, diligent, and scrupulous.
Sociable, amiable, and self-determined.
I'm knowledge-seeking, enthusiastic, and chill.
I am adventurous, hardworking, and resilient.
I'm an ambitious, passionate, and versatile person.
Creative, friendly, and flexible.
I'm loyal, hardworking, and ambitious.
Caring, calm, and enthusiastic.
I am excited, motivated, and passionate about learning new things, so I look forward to the finals.
Honest, reliable, I'm funny at times.
Friendly, fun to be with, and an inquisitive person.
Confident, optimistic, and visionary.
Adventurous, considerate, and determined.
I'm funny, honest, and very excited for the competition.
I'm friendly, diligent, and motivated.
I'm a perfectionist, pioneer, and preserver.
I am lazy, happy, and creative.
I am innovative, visionary, and relentless.
An idealistic person with strong, compassionate, and also full of energy.
We are.
Congratulations, students. You have all come a long way to enter the Asia Pacific Finals, and I hope this is just the start of your amazing lifelong entrepreneurial journey. As mentioned, the ITC program and competition has been supported by FedEx Express for the 15th consecutive year. Let us now invite Mr. Masamichi Ujiie, Senior Vice President, Operations North and South Pacific, FedEx Express, to say a few words. Welcoming Mr. Masamichi Ujiie from FedEx Express.
Hello everyone, and what a great video that was. I really enjoyed it. My name is Masamichi Ujiie, and on behalf of FedEx Express and JA Asia Pacific, I would like to officially welcome all of you to the Asia Pacific finals of the FedEx Express JA International Trade Challenge 2021. In our audience today, we have our student finalists, our judges, and FedEx volunteers. And I'm absolutely delighted to be here with you all and would love to personally congratulate all of our students for making it this far. Inspiring the next generation of entrepreneurs to think creatively, to develop innovative ideas, and raising awareness of global opportunities and the benefits of a truly connected world is hugely meaningful to myself and to everyone at FedEx. This is the second year in a row that this competition is virtual. And despite that, it's even bigger. And thanks to the success we've seen each year since we launched ITC in 2007, we've extended this year's competition to 2 new countries. And I'm so pleased to welcome students from Indonesia and India to the ITC for the very first time. Over the last 15 editions of this competition, including this one, over 32,000 students have taken part. That's a big club you just joined. Many of our alumni, including past finalists and winners, have gone to do amazing things. So win or lose, I'm excited to see your presentations and creativity in these finals. And I'm hopeful that you all are going to become the entrepreneurs of tomorrow. It's going to be 3 days of exciting competition. FedEx operates at the front line of international trade, and we fully appreciate the complexities of the business environment that needs to be understood to develop a winning strategy for the ITC this year. These finals may be tougher than the heats you worked through to get here, but this is a fantastic opportunity to sharpen your business planning, creative thinking, and presentation skills. All of these will be invaluable in your future careers and the businesses you will run one day. So I hope you like the challenge. I'm confident that you will all excel, and I can't wait to see you in action. Be sure to collaborate, learn lots from each other, make new friends, and above all, have fun. To our judges, thank you for contributing your time. You're an inspiration to all the students here, and I applaud you for your business achievements. And thank you also to our FedEx volunteers for going above and beyond your regular roles to support these students through the competition. Your time and mentorship is invaluable. All of us at FedEx are proud to be sponsors of this competition. It's wonderful to have the opportunity to inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs that will take our world forward into what's next. So best of luck to all of you, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Masamichi Ujiie. Before we move on to the next segments of the opening event, let's take a moment for a quick overview of the exciting ITC Asia Pacific Finals agenda this week. Here is a snapshot of our 3-day agenda. During today's opening session, you will have a chance to hear and learn from our honorable FedEx guest speaker in the FedEx guest speaker session, and also from ITC AP Finals alumni from previous editions of the competition in the 15th anniversary fireside chat session. We will be announcing the challenge topic for the 2021 ITC AP Finals before we close the opening of ITC. Starting this afternoon, we will have facilitators from FedEx to provide coaching and advice to students in the development of their market entry strategies. For tomorrow, Tuesday, and day 2 of the ITC Asia Pacific Finals, we will start with more learnings through the Entrepreneurial Journey speaker session, followed by more support from FedEx facilitators to our students in the afternoon. Then on Wednesday, day 3, and the final day of the ITC Asia Pacific Finals, our 30 teams of students will be presenting their market entry strategies to judges in the first round presentation. And we will be announcing the 6 grand finalist teams that will proceed to the grand finals round of the competition. Shortly after the grand finalist announcement, the 6 grand finalist teams will present their market entry strategies in the grand final presentation, and we will be concluding the 3-day ITC Asia Pacific Finals program with the announcement of the 2021 ITC winners at the awards ceremony. A final reminder for everyone to join us in all the exciting ITC livestream events on the ITC Facebook page throughout this week. Now moving on to the FedEx guest speaker session. We are delighted to have once again the presence of Mr. Masamichi Ujiie, Senior Vice President, Operations North and South Pacific, FedEx Express, as our guest speaker. Now, Mr. Ujiie leads and drives FedEx business in the North and South Pacific regions, which are home to some of the world's fastest growing economies. Based in Hong Kong, he heads the overall planning and implementation of corporate strategies and operations and manages over 11,000 team members in more than 30 markets across the region. Born in Hokkaido and moved to the US at a very young age, Mr. Ujiie is an avid golfer and enjoys traveling overseas with his family. Today, Mr. Ujiie will share with us his experience and insights around the theme of becoming a purpose-driven entrepreneur. Students, this is the opportunity for all of you to learn from Mr. Ujiie's experience and insights. And don't forget that there will be a Q&A session after his presentation. Welcoming our speaker from FedEx Express, Mr. Masamichi Ujiie.
Thank you, and hello everybody again. After my welcome remarks a few moments ago, it's great to be able to speak to you at greater length about entrepreneurship and the opportunities that lie ahead of you. I mentioned earlier that since we started sponsoring this competition back in 2007, more than 32,500 young entrepreneurs have participated across the region. That's a really impressive number. All of you here today are the next stars of a huge and diverse group, a group which literally can make a significant impact and break new ground in the years ahead. Does that sound fantastic to you, or something that's too impossible to achieve? I'm sure all of you feel invigorated simply by being here today. Win or lose, your experience will take you one step further towards becoming a certified entrepreneur. And entrepreneurship is certainly a lifelong career that you get to build step by step. And I believe that you and your generation have so many unique attributes that will set you up for future success. You are the generation next. And we know it's not just businesses that play a crucial role in helping society get through a crisis like COVID-19. It's your generation of up-and-coming business people and consumers. You'll have the power to create purpose-driven innovation, ensure future sustainability, and build safe, equitable, strong economies which benefit everyone in our communities. The $90 trillion global economy has been hit hard by the COVID-19. And while that was its own challenges and opportunities for startups, one pressing question overshadowed all others. How will future entrepreneurs adapt to the new normal we expect to follow? Much has been written and said about the future of work, but what about entrepreneurship? How will you, the next generation of entrepreneurs, adapt to the new normal? What should you bring to the society? And that's the question we think all the time about at FedEx, because a big part of our job is to make commerce easier for entrepreneurs so their businesses can thrive both now and in the future. And the short answer is entrepreneurship will evolve. So today, I want to look at 3 key trends we see for the near future of entrepreneurship. Trends that will drive, or at least be, a crucial part of your future working life. The first, the entire model of global entrepreneurship is evolving very rapidly. The future will be powered by digital and built on agility and resilience. In the past few decades, a series of quiet revolutions have been changing how we work and the way businesses are built. Digital tools like Zoom, like we're using today, or Slack, or Teams are bringing the physical and virtual workplaces together. So too is the science of artificial intelligence and machine learning, which has made so much more possible for small businesses. Older generations feel awkward taking on digital technologies like these. I certainly have. But you are the generation next. You are born into this digital world and instinctively know how to manipulate and navigate technologies moving forward. So in this world, where the physical and digital lines of businesses are increasingly blurring, we see entrepreneurship as always in motion. Commerce is constantly changing, just as FedEx itself is always in motion. Moving forward towards a future where now meets next, a future that will be leading in a digitized world. And in this new framework, where change is the only constant, COVID-19 has been a catalyst for establishing and reinventing businesses at speed. Throughout history, crisis has sparked changes for the better in societies. Pandemics have led to improved healthcare systems. For instance, while technological innovation continued even through the global financial crisis of 2008. Innovative companies that emerged from that time include, everyone knows, WhatsApp, Airbnb, Uber, Dropbox, Pinterest, and others. So looking back further to the SARS pandemic of 2002 to 2004, before all of you were born, that proved to be the making of what was then just a small B2B e-commerce company called Alibaba. They were critical in developing new Taobao consumer platform where SARS forced the company to send workers home. And Alibaba moved swiftly to remote working coordinated by a core team, providing continuity for both the existing B2B business and ensuring the successful launch on schedule of Taobao. So today, it's not just that more companies will emerge transformed from the COVID-19 crisis. It's also the barriers to entrepreneurship that have lowered. The accelerated speed with which businesses can be built from scratch is impressive. All this made possible by advanced digital technologies and interconnected global networks. We know it is becoming easier to become a global entrepreneur. For instance, the cost of starting a business has fallen 65% globally in the last decade, spurred by innovations such as cloud-based tech, which is more than halving the cost of starting a business. We're seeing digital services and products become so ubiquitous and so evolved that it's much easier for startups to access new technology. Websites and platforms that integrate a tech stack make it so much more viable to market products to a broader audience and better connect buyers, sellers, and partners. And while all these shifts aren't new, the rate of acceleration we've seen through the pandemic is. For instance, we're seeing the businesses that once mapped digital strategy years ahead are now at scale and the same initiatives in a matter of weeks. The speed of change has been simply phenomenal. The pandemic has given us an unprecedented opportunity to rethink and reconsider global entrepreneurship itself. And at FedEx, we fairly unique insight into how entrepreneurs are spurring growth, how they are scaling their businesses the world over. We're fortunate to work with some of the most ambitious and exciting entrepreneurs, including those right here in the Asia Pacific. Some small business may struggle to stay afloat, but we're also seeing organizations and individuals move up the digital adoption curve overnight. Whether it's digital versions of old analog products and services, existing products enhanced with better digital features, or entirely new offerings, the vast array of technology available to even the smallest startup has been game-changing. And at its heart, we see entrepreneurship of the future will increasingly be built on agility, resilience, and speed. All of you have already had to learn agility, resilience, and speed just to reach these finals. You've been challenged by the shifts that COVID has brought. And these same skills will be increasingly in need in future entrepreneurs. Not just critical thinking or problem solving, but active learning, stress tolerance, and flexibility. And already, COVID-19 has changed how entrepreneurs work. Companies that move quickly during the crisis have strategic advantage over competitors. With millions working from home, firms that deliver fast, yet continue to provide exceptional service gain more loyal customers. Those that pivoted to online models, sped up by buying process, did well. Those that define new solutions that work anywhere in the world stand to be even more successful. So these skills aren't industry or sector dependent. They are skills we need to model over the life cycle of entrepreneurship itself. Let me just say, we've been so impressed by all of you here. You are demonstrating just the kind of smarts, drive, and empathy needed to find solutions to big problems. And I'm excited by the diversity of the teams and the ideas competing for this week, which leads me to my second trend here today. We're entering an exciting new age of diverse entrepreneurship. That means not just more women and more young people, but more diverse ideas and entrepreneurs from different backgrounds. For instance, in our increasingly connected world, technology and online access enable startups from Ghana to Bangladesh to participate on the same global stage as those in more developed countries. And the reality is that we need true diversity in thinking, backgrounds, culture, perspectives, and experiences that will make us, our economies, and entrepreneurship itself stronger. And the good news, diversity entrepreneurship is fed by an enormous talent pool, and this region certainly stands out. The Asia Pacific region has almost 60% of the world's youth population and 700 million youth aged 15 to 24 years. That is a vast resource right here. As we see more barriers to entrepreneurship falling, we will see much bigger opportunities for young people like you everywhere, from every country, culture, sector, society, all contributing different points of view and talent that at its core comprises of true diversity. But it's not just how we teach entrepreneurship that's important, it's how we embed it in the post-COVID environment and reset what has gone before. It's all about how we work to find, fund, support you, the next generation of entrepreneurs, to build truly diverse, innovative, and inclusive businesses. And this is why we have to think true diversity when it comes to entrepreneurship and keep shaking our thinking when it comes to barriers, even geographic ones. And for instance, in Asia Pacific, we have two of the biggest economies in the world, China and India, as well as diverse emerging markets ranging from Indonesia to Cambodia. And the FedEx approach to this mega marketplace is one in which many vastly different cultures and teams closely work together on strategy and outcomes to serve customers worldwide. So we can more easily connect entrepreneurs and possibility across more and more markets. That's the kind of diverse thinking I'm talking about. It's what will define entrepreneurs of the future. Be prepared to look outside your comfort zone for new markets, new operating methods, and new types of ventures. And what do I mean by new types of ventures? It's something beyond conventional industries. If you search the internet, typing new startups change the world for the better, you'll find a host of startups that sprung up during the pandemic, doing novel, noble businesses in sustainability, social justice, and workplace diversity. And we are fortunate in Asia to have some of the most thriving startup ecosystems in the world. There's a lot of support for entrepreneurs, startups, and even venture capital models. There's still not enough focus on practical elements of growing a global business though. How exactly can you seize digital advantage and innovate on a worldwide scale? Much of this isn't glamorous world of startups. It's about the nitty-gritty of supply chains, trading across borders, government regulations, These are the types of issues that will become critical as e-commerce and cross-border trade continues to boom. Existing barriers to scale remain, particularly in distribution, and can often be harder to overcome. And that's why the priority must be on helping more diverse entrepreneurs build their own track record without necessarily needing piles of cash. You'll be interested to hear that one global survey of 12,000 millennials found that 69% of respondents believe they have the opportunity to become an entrepreneur. And now it's your turn as Generation Z to step up and grab that baton. Our focus at FedEx remains to help all age groups of entrepreneurs build track record via digital tools, technology, and other capabilities. So my message is, whatever your passion, own it. Perhaps start your own venture and follow the thousands of FedEx, JA, ITC alumni who have gone out and done just that. And this leads me to my final theme here today. The third trend is that the post-pandemic world will be shaped by a new set of values, which were less of a priority before the pandemic. These values are what have been yours, Gen Z, all along, to have a clearly defined mission of working to make the world a better place, to bring personal rewards, not just financial gain, to align against the triple bottom line of people, planet, and profit. At FedEx, we always look at business opportunities through the lens of what's the problem we're trying to solve? And when we started working with JA here 15 years ago, we were essentially looking to help solve a critical problem that we knew existed. And back then, business leaders were judged by a range of hard skills and performance metrics, but those skills weren't taught in the classroom. So we saw a need to help nurture critical skills to start and manage and grow a business long before entrepreneurial education became commonplace. Now the world has moved on, and so have we. It's not just these skills we need to, or digital know-how, resilience, and agility that are essential to thrive in the new economy, but it's the need for purpose when building your new business. And it all starts with a burning passion and determination to make the world a better and more inclusive place for people of all backgrounds. We see strong working examples of proven, purpose-driven entrepreneurial thinking in our work at FedEx. For instance, in the Philippines, we have an entrepreneur who set up a cloud-based software solution company called EC Fulfill. That helps local SMEs directly sell their products on global leading e-commerce platforms. For the founder, Neptune Factor, creating a simple to use solution to help local businesses expand their business overseas goes beyond profit generation. He is a firm advocate of high quality of Filipino products and is intent to help SMEs, especially those that are less tech savvy, to sell their products internationally as a new path to success. The COVID-19 disruption proves that entrepreneurship, like business itself, will increasingly be linked to purpose and not just profit, leading to much more significant social entrepreneurship in the years to come. Similarly, sustainability is a crucial part of the future of entrepreneurship as well. As a leader in using green technology, FedEx has things as electric vehicles, robotic automation, and delivery options. We know that green technology will drive the next wave of innovation in APAC. And it won't be just electric cars and batteries. There'll be a strong growth in climate-based focused startups. Such a scenario would have been impossible to imagine when the term entrepreneur was first used centuries ago, back in 1723, really to describe someone who increased profits while pushing costs down. Now it's defined as someone who walks the unwalked path, who does things that haven't been done before, who challenges status quo and makes positive impact on individuals and the wider community by making the world we live in a more inclusive, equitable, and sustainable. At FedEx, we are in the entrepreneurial growing business. We always search for the next wave of young talent and innovation in APAC and across the mega place of EMEA. Not just because it will help us grow our business, but because entrepreneurship is really key to global economy. That's why this program is so important to FedEx, to empower future generations of global entrepreneurs such as yourselves. FedEx always has been revolutionizing the global market. We facilitate and expand global trade by building supply chains and delivering local products and services to customers all around the world. Trade is the lifeblood of the global economy, and entrepreneurs are an integral part of that. Everybody benefits when it's easier to bring new products and ideas to the global marketplace. It's critical to economies across Asia, to growth, and to jobs. And we take great pride in supporting the global system of international trade that's good for the world. So let me leave you with one last thing that has not changed about entrepreneurship. It's the need to take risks. The words of one very successful entrepreneur, Fred Smith, who founded FedEx some 50 years ago. He said, "Fear of failure must never be a reason not to try something." So thank you so much for today, and please enjoy the competition this week.
Thanks, Mr. Masamichi Ujie, for sharing your valuable insights with our young entrepreneurs. We will now open the floor for Q&A. Now, students, this is your opportunity. Please be reminded to use the raise hand function in Zoom to raise your questions. I will facilitate by calling out your team name before you raise your questions, and don't forget to turn on your video and unmute yourself before you speak. Now, while we line up the questions from students, please allow me to welcome all of our ITC students to the ITC and JA alumni family. You will have the chance to hear from some of our outstanding ITC Asia Pacific Finals alumni and how to stay connected with the broader ITC alumni network very soon. Okay. Students, in the interest of time, I can see that, I can actually see one question coming in. So we have a question from Zenith, from Team Zenith. Kathleen from Team Zenith. So Kathleen, please unmute yourself and turn on your video before you raise your question.
Hello, I'm Catherine from Team Zenith. First of all, thank you so much for your speech. So startups are difficult to reach like a global audience from the very beginning, but like mentioned in this speech, it is essential for us to reach out to different regions of the world during the COVID-19 pandemic. Especially considering this era, do you think it's still better for us to aim for a global target audience from the very beginning, or take the usual step of expanding our business step by step?
Well, I think in many businesses, it really just depends. Like, what is it? What's the business you're in, and what's your strategy? I think if you are highly dependent and you have the capabilities digitally, going global would make a lot of sense. I mean, the source of customers and the opportunity is much bigger globally than it is in your local market. But you may have services or processes that you're trying to refine, right, and improve. And so in those kind of cases, it might be better to start locally first to make sure that your product and services really do have resonate with customers. And after that, and you've proven it, then go global and expand the opportunity for your business.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, we still have time to take one more question, and we have a question from Team Bonnie and Clyde. Students, yes, over to you.
Okay, so I only have one question, which is my problem with making the strategy. Is I want to know the experience of FedEx in how they are assure their product regulation in the epidemic situation, which is our problem too if we want to make a successful strategy in the future. I really want to know about your experience, how exactly FedEx assure their product regulation. Thank you.
Okay, so just to clarify, you're asking about compliance to regulation, is that right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, yeah. So, well, FedEx, we've been in business for 50 years or so. And we've been expanding internationally for so many years now. We have team members on the ground in so many countries, and basically, the team members in each country are quite familiar with the local regulations. If you run a business, it's very important that you know what are all the requirements, whether it's filing for licenses and also the regulatory landscape that you mentioned. It does change over time. And so you always want to have employees and management team in country that are kind of in tune to that. They understand it, they know who to talk to in government, they have regular meetings to make sure that they are kept up to speed about the changes in regulations. And then, that information then comes to our headquarters. And we take all of that in to then determine, what's the policies and procedures that we need to implement across the world. And so it's really about people. You'll find that business largely is three important things in business. One is the idea. You have to have a great idea, okay? So that's key. And then the second thing is about leadership. So most entrepreneurial companies or startup companies, they don't make it because it's that leader, that tenacity, the I'll never give up, I'm going to make this happen type mentality. That leadership, that strength of leadership, and the drive is what helps small businesses survive and then expand and grow and be successful. And I would say the third thing is about your people. So when you run a business, you're not going to be able to do it on your own. I mean, some small things maybe, but most of the time, you're going to have to run this business with people. And so your ability to lead people, to listen to them, coach them, mentor them, give them guidance and direction, that whole people management aspect of running a business is going to be very, very critical as you grow the business. So, and then that last part, that people part, is where you'll need their help to make sure that you have a good feed of information about regulations and the requirements by country. And that'll help you be compliant.
Thank you, Mr. Uijie, for sharing your insights, and students for the great questions. Mr. Uijie, we'll see you at the awards ceremony. To commemorate the 15th anniversary of ITC and showcase the impact of ITC on young entrepreneurs, what can be better than hearing from some of our outstanding ITC alumni over the years and learn about their entrepreneurial journeys and also lessons learned from their ITC AP Finals participation. It is my honor to present the following special panel discussion, the ITC 15th Anniversary Fireside Chat by ITC alumni. In this session, we will hear from ITC Asia Pacific finalists and winners from year 2009 to the latest edition of the ITC AP Finals. And they are Ashwin Kotari, an entrepreneur and 2009 alumni from Singapore. Ryan Lim, entrepreneur and 2010 alumni from the Philippines. We also have with us Chloe Jessie Lau, 2020-2021 ITC AP Finals champion from Hong Kong, and also Eljo Benedicto, our 2020-2021 ITC AP Finals champion from the Philippines. We are very proud to have Howard Leong, 2018 alumni from Malaysia, to facilitate our fireside chat. Howard, please take us away.
Hi everyone, thank you Vinny for introducing us. I'm Howard, an ITC 2018 alumnus and the advisor to JA Alumni Asia Pacific. I'll be the moderator for today's panel discussion. Although I've been heavily involved in JA matters since my ITC competition back in 2018, assuming various roles from intern to regional alumni lead at JA, I'm so honored to be back here after 3 years. Here with me today are four wonderful people, including the two most recent ITC champions, Chloe and Aljo, and two ITC entrepreneurs, Ashwin and Ryan. So without further ado, let me start off with a very simple question. How would you describe the ITC experience in just one word? Ashwin? Ashwin, you might be muted.
Eye-opening, that's what I would say.
Right, thank you. Aljo?
Opportunity.
Ryan?
I would say it would be unforgettable.
And Chloe?
I'd say cross-cultural.
Short and sweet. And now that we are warmed up, let me direct the following questions to Ashwin and Ryan, because we know that you have been working for quite some time and you already started your own business. And congrats on that, by the way. It's amazing to see our ITC spirit flying high. Can you tell us how the ITC has impacted your career development, and also share with us a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey? So let's start off with Ashwin.
To answer the first question, ITC development, it gave me a lot of grit, a lot of confidence to take my ideas, to bundle them, to step it up and take it to market and see how it actually flies in real life. That's what ITC gave me, among many other things. For the entrepreneurial journey, so I own a boxing club. We started a boxing club a while ago, and we wanted to make a difference in people's lives. We didn't want to be like a standard gym. Boxing was the way we chose to do it because of the nature of the sport. It is a very equalizing sport. And we started with the belief that people's mental, emotional, physical states are very highly interlinked. So if we give them a platform and a space where they feel included, where they belong, hopefully a cool space where they belong, they now base and take steps in directions because these people have strength to do it because of this gym sense behind them. And that's what we've been doing for a while. It's quite nice because we see members who are like in their 50s picking up a sport, who's never been an athlete in their life, and now suddenly they're like boxers. And amazing, you see developments in their careers, they've got strength to step up. So every day is a journey that way, to keep delivering value, to keep them well, to keep them in a good state of mind, a good state of health, and to see developments in their life. So that's roughly what I'm up to nowadays.
Awesome story. What about you, Ryan?
All right, so the ITC has given me a great head start in my journey as an entrepreneur. I feel very lucky, even until now, to have learned a lot of my lessons during my ITC experience, both in the Philippines and during my regionals in Singapore. And to be honest, I'm still realizing its value more than a decade after being a delegate. Right now, I trade matcha or green tea from Japan. If you want to look us up, we were made in matcha on Instagram. So I work with this with my girlfriend as my business partner. Right now, we're doing some cross-cultural and cross-country trade by importing green tea powder straight from the farms in Japan, and we sell it here in the Philippines because we realize that there's a growing potential for a very health-conscious and a wellness-oriented market locally. It also helps us that there's a huge matcha craze around the world. So the product acceptance here in the Philippines has been pretty awesome, especially despite the pandemic.
Wow, I'm so impressed by both of the achievements. I think ITC has also molded me into an aspiring entrepreneur, and I'm sure ITC's impact was felt by all program alumni across Asia Pacific. Keep it up and continue to be role models of young people today. So next, I would like to direct this question to Aljo. What are your biggest takeaways from the ITC experience?
My biggest takeaway from ITC is, I think, knowing how important communication is, and not just in this competition, but as well in the real world. I came to the conclusion that my experience was a taste of how it is to work in a globalized industry, how it is in international trade. You don't know who you will work with, nor how you will work with each other. And talking and understanding where everyone is coming from, their perspectives, is key to unlock that uncertainty in avoiding enmity while you are working.
All right, thanks for your response. It was amazing, and I can also experience firsthand that ITC journey as well. And also, I'd like to also ask our senior alumni, Ashwin, as well. So what do you learn most from ITC?
Apologies, I did the whole mute thing again. I think one of the biggest takeaways for me was how to bundle and structure an idea. Ultimately, this idea we came up with were given, and we had to structure it to take it to the market. The judges were the market back then, and the whole concept and the whole thought process behind structuring it, making it solid, testing it, taking it to reality is something that I learned. And nowadays, when we talk about it, it's in the business way, you can say that it's value building and it's value proposition. But realistically, it taught me that your ideas impact well-being on people, and the more well-being that you can create with the ideas, the more value you're going to have, the more value you're going to have, the more profits you're going to have, and it's a whole like win-win cycle all the way up. So it's one of the take-homes that started with ITC for me.
Right, thanks, Ash. These are some great lessons, and I can be a witness as my ITC experience was transformational, and hopefully our ITC participants this year will also get to feel the same way as you guys did. So to Chloe and Ryan, what's the one thing that you remember most throughout your ITC journey? It could be a personal story about an encounter, about any person that you have met, or any person that you have inspired you. Chloe, over to you.
Yeah, so I'd say the most memorable experience was definitely the script writing process. And I know the script writing process sounds incredibly boring, and that's not really the answer you'd expect from such an experience-rich competition. But for Aljo and I, it was really our opportunity to fall in love with our idea, really show the judges how passionate we were about our idea. And I think a lot of that was shown through the process of script writing. We had a lot of dialogue in our script, which was a little unusual for a business pitch. We had a lot of fun fixing our flow, and we added in a lot of spontaneous moments in the script and in the pitch where we just interacted with each other. So I think this takeaway is essentially have fun in this competition and try to make the most boring parts memorable as well, because that's what it's really all about. Making sure you get the most out of each experience, but also making sure that you have an idea that you're incredibly passionate about and that even makes the boring experiences worthwhile.
That's a fine memory indeed. Ryan, do you have anything to share?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a little bit of everything for my case. During one of our free times during my regional finals in Singapore, the team brought us to Night Safari to have some leisure time in the midst of the heavy and high pressure competition. I remember being so worried about my presentation that instead of catching up with my fellow delegates and mentors, I ended up rambling about my concept over dinner without even myself noticing. Erin, who at that time was the JA Worldwide rep, really took time to sit me down, and she said, "Hey Ryan, this is leisure time, so please chill out for a bit and enjoy the experience. It's not all about work. Here, we want you guys to have fun more than anything because you're already a fantastic champion for just being here. And I hope all of you delegates know that." Honestly, more than a decade since that encounter, I myself as an entrepreneur am still learning how to take the proper breaks. And I'm also reminding myself that each break that I take and each break that you would take is a worthwhile investment, not only to your physical, but also to your mental health.
Yep, thanks, Ryan. That's an incredible story and a very good lesson to all participants. Honestly, always we have been tucking our heads to work, and we have almost forgot about mental health and also spacing it out our times. So I believe we have come to a part where probably all of you would be most curious about, and that is to get ITC specific advice from our winners of 2021 ITC Asia Pacific Finals, Aljo and Chloe. Now, do the both of you have any advice and tips to give all the participants this year on preparing for the Asia Pacific Finals? It could be a little last minute as the topic will be announced soon, but I'm sure all of them would love to hear how you guys won the competition. Over to you, Aljo and Chloe.
Of course, I'll get started first. So the first piece of advice would be tell a story to connect with your judges and connect with your audience. I think the human mind really latches onto stories. And so, as I mentioned, we had a lot of fun with building our pitch because it was the process of telling a story? How do you resonate with your audience? How do you structure your pitch and your problem such that the judges truly understand the gravity of the issue? So for example, for us, we told a story of a girl called Annika with an intellectual disability and centered our entire pitch around her as our target audience, but also the kind of key target within our problem set that we were presenting to the judges. So I think this really allowed the judges to feel exactly the problems that we were trying to solve and therefore be able to resonate more when we presented a solution. The second would be, don't be afraid to pivot your ideas. I think Aljo and I were really caught up with the schedule we had set for ourselves over the 3-day period. But I think it's important to give yourself some flexibility. And if you feel like your idea is still not ready by the end of the first day, this is to reassure you that's completely okay. And you can still improve as long as it's an idea that you really care about. So I'd say spend more time on your idea, and then you can always build out your pitch on the second day. So don't worry about changing your course halfway. And then finally, before I pass to Aljo, I'd say find a niche target audience. So last year, we had a lot of groups that said we didn't have a specific target audience, or the target audience was very common. So what we ended up doing was mapping out the most conventional target audiences that we'd expect from our topic, which was mental health. And so we had blue collar workers, students that were stressed at school. So what we did was we discarded all those target audiences, and then we thought of what is the most unique possible target audience that we could think about. And we came up with children with intellectual disabilities that suffer from panic attacks. And I think that gave us an advantage from the get-go because that allowed us to really stand out from the crowd, but also gave us a very specific problem to pitch. So those are my 3 pieces of advice.
Those are great advice, Chloe. And for mine, I think I will reiterate what I've said, that communication is very crucial. And my advice would be, if you are not in such events like this, go on a call with your partners, even if that might take you hours. Do it. The transfer of ideas will be seamless and instant, and that will be ideal for a eureka moment compared to just chatting with each other in Slack or any application. It makes a big difference. And lastly, I would just make it short. If you need more advice from us in the coming days, don't be shy to contact us.
Thank you very much for all your sharing. It was indeed has been a fruitful discussion. And this is not easy at all, as we have to call back all our alumni across all years and across the entire Asia Pacific region. But we have time for one last question. And the question would be, what advice would you give to the participants this year once they have completed their completion in 3 days? Firstly, I would like to direct it to Chloe.
Definitely connect with as much of your cohort as possible. Reach out to people on Slack, reach out to people on Instagram, connect with people from across markets and geography, because you truly don't know what kind of perspectives you'll glean.
Thanks, Chloe. Brian?
I would say it's the best way just to accept and appreciate the challenges and the trials that come with your entrepreneurial journey. This is a great step. It will build your backbone a little bit. But as you go on through the years, there's no doubt that you'll encounter some of the craziest and toughest challenges in your life throughout this entrepreneurial process. It may sound cliche, but unfortunately, people will not see the ups and downs that you go through on a daily basis. And yet, this is the most integral part of our character as entrepreneurs.
Thanks, Ryan. Next up, Aljo.
I think first thing is to reflect about your experience here in the ITC, and lastly, connect with your regional, local JA. That's it. Yeah, connect with your local JAs.
Yep. Thanks, Aljo. Ashwin?
Entrepreneurship is a tough journey, but keep dreaming, keep striving, and never doubt the impact that you can make on the world. So that's it.
Thank you all. I'd just like to share as well, because I'm a JA alumni myself, and definitely on Aljo's point, keep engaging with JA after you have graduated from the ITC program, or even if you are participating in other programs as well. And it's been truly transformational being part of JA at such a young age. So, but unfortunately, I believe we're running out of time. And although I really wish that to give our participants a chance to ask questions, we will have to end this panel discussion. Thank you very much to FedEx Express and JA Asia Pacific for making this happen. Thank you to our guests, Ryan, Ashwin, Chloe, and Aljo, for their time and sharing. And this marks the end of the ITC 15th anniversary Fire Chat with JA Asia Pacific alumni. Before I pass it back to the host, I would like to welcome all the ITC participants to join GATHER, the JA alumni community, where you can network and continue development in entrepreneurship. We wish everyone the best of luck, and now pass the time back to the host. Winnie, over to you.
Thanks, Howard. And also, once again, thanks Ashwin, Ryan, Chloe, Aljo for all your sharing. I have certainly enjoyed your sharing and insights very much, and I'm sure our students will be benefiting from this as well. And students, as Howard mentioned, welcome to the ITC and JA Alumni Network. You can get connected to like-minded alumni like our panelists today through registering on Gather, the global JA alumni platform. Howard will be sharing the link in our ITC AP Final Slack group, so look out for it. Now, there is something extremely important to announce before the closing of our opening event this morning, and that is the announcement of the challenge topic of the 2021 ITC Asia Pacific Finals. Are you ready, students? Okay. The challenge topic of the 2021 ITC Asia Pacific Finals is, with the world grappling with COVID-19, and specifically on how it changed people's life with social distancing, quarantine, and closed borders. Create a market entry strategy for a physical product that enables people to recover or overcome from such impact. Your target market is the United Kingdom. Thank you everyone for joining us at the opening of the 2021 FedEx JA International Trade Challenge. And good luck to our Asia Pacific finalists on the challenge topic and competition in the next 2 days. Our next ITC public event, the Entrepreneurial Journey Speaker Session, will be streamed live tomorrow starting at 11 a.m. Hong Kong time. Goodbye, and look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.
It would be cross-cultural.
Game-changing.
Unexpected.
Inspirational.
Qualifies as one word.
Overwhelming.
Become more confident and equipped in starting my own business. Back then, it gave me a huge dose of confidence.
Learning how to pivot definitely was an immensely invaluable experience for me.
The software as a service companies and cloud computing that creates integrated ecosystems.
With the coronavirus constantly impacting our lives and aging population on the rise, health and medical treatment is believed to be the next big thing.
Take advantage and even innovate current technologies, making it easier for entrepreneurs to establish themselves in the market.
Happy 15th anniversary.
JA, FedEx, ITC, a happy 15 years.
Happy 15th anniversary.
Happy 15th anniversary.
Happy 15th anniversary.
Happy 15th anniversary.